school and primary school classes with my ex.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's the one who went to West Ham for 5 million.
I'm trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about me and West Ham. I'm not very good at West Ham. As
School and
in,
primary
like,
school classes with my ex. Oh shit! I'm just
that's
hearing you.
cool. Oh, I've just had to mute the stream so that I didn't repeat. Right, so we are live.
Oh, we're live now. Yeah, I just got a notification.
I'll just. Hello and welcome to our live watch along of Borussia Dortmund versus Mainz for our Saturday afternoon kickabout. And you know what me and Seb are like. We'd normally be at the pub, but we can't. Well, I can't. He probably can. He's in
No,
Switzerland.
we're closed down as well. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you're closed down as well. I
Yeah,
should pay attention.
We've been. I mean, restaurants and all that are locked down, but shops have stayed open until Monday. They're all closing, non-essential stuff.
Oh,
We're going into full lockdown slowly, just like you.
Oh dear. Oh well. Well, I'm glad you can join me in a no bar experience, and I'm sure if you're at home, you're probably thinking, you know what? I don't like these commentators on the TV, so I'm going to get Jamie and Seb to talk me through it. Well, we'll do our best. Of course, this is our third watch along on Let's Talk Sport, so we're getting there. And look at the improvements. We have a background. We're actually at the yellow wall, aren't we, Seb?
We are exactly, and we're slowly building up to get ourselves a medal for the amount of attendances this season. We're on to 3, both of us.
Wait, there's a third person?
Wow.
It's probably a ghost.
Well, we've been present. We've had guests on, but us two have been the solid backbone for the moment of these live watch-alongs.
Anyway, we will be, of course. Well, I must admit, what do you expect from this one, Seb? It should be an interesting game because, well, I say interesting. It could be a very one-sided game because mine's a bottom of Bundesliga, while Dortmund, as always, are trying to fight for the top.
Yeah, mine's a bottom, and they've been in dreadful form. If you look just in the last 3 league games they've lost, or last 6 league games they've lost 5 of the last 6 league games. They're pretty terrible. Whereas Dortmund are getting back on track slowly. Let's just say slowly, following Lucien Favre's sacking. I'll dare call it. But this is also a tight game because the last 2 times that Mainz played at Dortmund, the last time was 2-0. Then the time before in the friendly, it was 2-0 to Mainz as well. So, who knows?
Who knows?
It seems like history is saying that Mainz might win 2-0.
Really?
But I doubt it.
But you doubt it? Okay. I mean, I'm hoping it's more than just this, as in just a one-sided game, mainly because I don't want to get bored. I do want to see. I mean, I think the 2 main names I like to always see when it comes to Dortmund at the moment is, of course, Haaland and Sancho, as well as Bellingham, I guess. And I think in a way, Seb, it's always exciting for people who haven't watched Dortmund this season to give them a try and see what all the hype is about.
Always a good team to watch. It's always fascinating football to see. I think I want to put in there probably their best player this season if you take out Haaland is Reina, who's missing from the squad completely. I don't know if he's injured. I haven't got news, but he's been scintillating this season, which is just brilliant. Akanji's missing. Looks like Witsel is on the bench. Or no, he's not even on the bench. He's out with an injury. This should be a tight game. I don't know whether I'm expecting a good game. We'll see. But the first half with Dortmund and Leipzig, it wasn't the best viewing.
Of course, for any of you folks wondering about tomorrow's game, don't worry, we've got that covered as well. Liverpool versus Man United, which I will be wearing my United shirt whether people like it or not, because it is a big game. But Seb will be there, so will Joe Stanley and Luke Tanner, and maybe my brother as well, Chris, to try and support my back against 2 Liverpool fans, or as I like to say, 2 Coppites. But of course,
that way I can stay in the middle of the pendulum and not veer to one side. So I always felt like I need to. With 2 Liverpool fans, I always felt like Berlin Wall. Always felt like I had to put a bit more weight on the United support, even though I'm not a United supporter. My family would kill me for that. I'm originally from Liverpool, so.
Of course, yeah. Your dad's a Liverpool fan, isn't he?
Well, fan is a bit of a stretch of the term. It's the team he would support.
Well, of course, remember you can use the live chat page. That's available now for you folks to let us know your thoughts on the game or any other matches. Seb, you're keeping an eye on some more than one game, aren't you, this afternoon?
Right now, so I'm putting on, for good viewing, I'm putting on Wolfsburg Leipzig, which I think should be a good game. I'm actually expecting a draw. I bet on a draw. But that would be fascinating, considering that Wolfsburg had a very, very good start to the season. They dropped off when they started when they lost the first game against Bayern Munich, I think it was. But they're a very good side this season. Leipzig, also, well, no need to introduce them, right? They're second Leipzig, and they could have gone first last week if they had beaten Dortmund. Struggling with injuries, but still marching through, staying in second place. Admirable. So I've got that on, and I also have Leeds and Brighton, because I think that would be a very interesting match to watch. Just Brighton who create a lot of chances, Leeds who concede a lot of chances, Leeds who have a very attractive style of football to watch. I think that'd be interesting.
Favorite streaming going on? I think it's interesting when you look at the Bundesliga table, though, Seb. I mean, last season, throughout some of it, it was very interesting until Bayern Munich broke away at the very end. But this season, you know, we watched Borussia Mönchengladbach get that much a comeback win. Sorry, I had to steal your words there, Seb.
You're very welcome to.
and they don't play until tomorrow, I think. So you know they have to wait and see what Dortmund do today, and obviously Leipzig as well, and other teams. So it is great for the Bundesliga that it's very open again.
Yeah, it's fantastic that the Bundesliga is looking like a real competition this season. And also, not forgetting, I watched the Union Berlin versus Bayer Leverkusen match yesterday. I thought it'd be a tight match. It was. Union Berlin winning. That puts them fourth ahead of Dortmund, and they're catching up to Leverkusen as well, who considered themselves title contenders at the beginning of the season. And it's starting to become a really fascinating season. As just mentioned, Union Berlin getting into fourth. Bayer Leverkusen are contenders. They're still there about. Dortmund should be improving now. And if they win today, they go back to third place. It's brilliant. It's just good to see.
And quite interesting, Seb. You're being pushed around by those Yellow Wall supporters. So, try and get your seat back with your headset on. I'm terrible.
I'll try my best, Jamie.
Of course, we're waiting for kickoff, but we have a new feature which we will show you in just a moment, folks, which would look like we're actually at the ground. Okay, I may have lied a bit. We're not. But it will look like we're there. It looks like we're Chris Kamara with our headsets reporting on the game for Jeff Stilling and his men in the Soccer Saturday studio for Sky Sports News. So get ready for that. It's pretty cool. I'm just trying to find my stream now. That would help.
Well, do you want to talk a bit about the lineup that they're putting out?
Yep, you go ahead.
Dortmund's a bit similar to as they usually play, the 4-2-3-1. If you consider Lucien Favre's tactics haven't changed too much in that sense. Royce, after a great match against Leipzig, has found himself back in the starting lineup. Well, he usually is, but he struggled recently for form, and now could be a key part to getting Hound some chances and goals. Brandt is in there as well, which I thought he was probably not going to be used much or even sold this January, but he's in there. Sancho, Can and Bellingham in the centre midfield. Zagadou, Hummels at centre-back, Meunier at right-back, Guerrero left-back, and Berkey in goal. And then Mainz, that doesn't seem to be too much different from what they usually do either. Zentner in goal, Hackbelly in centre-back, Bell, in centre-back, Mwene, right-back, Niakata, etc. They seem to have a very standard formation of 4-2-3-1 as well. Let's see how this goes out. Let's
see how it goes out. Well, the players are just coming out onto the pitch, starting off with Dortmund. And, yeah, Haaland up front with Reece, Can, Brandit, Bellingham and Sancho in the midfield. My God, what a midfield. And then you have the defence of Guerrero, Zagadou, Hummels and Meunier as the right-back and Berkey in goal. And so, yeah, led by Edin Terzic, who's been there for a few weeks. Well, I mean, he was... I guess he is temporary manager, isn't he? Am I right?
So the idea was to be coach or manager till the end of the season. That was the whole reason behind this. But who knows? If he does well, maybe he'll get the job. That's what they like doing in Germany. We saw that with Hansi Flick. They initially had him as a caretaker manager and then just hired him.
Got you.
Not too long after.
and the Mainz squad coming out as well. They're led by Bo Sevson, which I must admit I don't have any knowledge of. I don't have much knowledge of Mainz whatsoever, but
can't say
they
much
are
either.
fighting for.
They're the club who formed Thomas Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp as managers, you could say.
Yeah, so they're gonna they let them win trophies somewhere else, but not at Mainz. That's a real shame. What a bastard.
So I'm guessing you're not at kickoff yet, Jamie.
No, not yet. They're just clapping. Well, not clapping, shaking hands at the moment. But I don't know what they've said ahead of this weekend for the Bundesliga. But the Premier League chief executive had come out yesterday in an interview to just say that they are advising all clubs to not hug each other when they score a goal as a celebration. But I just don't know how you can really go on and say they shouldn't do that when they're clashing into each other, tackling each other for the ball in close contact anyway throughout the game. Which, what's the point of that? What are your thoughts on that, Seb?
I think it's a bit useless, but then again, what do I know? I don't know what measures need to be taken out. Football should probably be stopped.
It just said it.
Yeah, it should probably. I don't know. It's a bit silly. I mean, they're going to be marking in the box as well.
Oh. I've just seen your text. Don't tell anyone. We're clearly on time. My game's just kicked off, and that means we could do this. There we go. See that the fans are in. So how many seconds are you in?
I'm at 2 minutes. I'm at 2
minutes.
Are you?
I'm at 25 seconds. Oh no! So is there any way you can pause it?
I can't, Jamie. I've tried.
No! I'll have to see if I can change it.
We've got it to 1-0 Dortmund already.
Oh dear! Oh dear! This is going really well.
And it's going to. Looks like the referee's checking if there's a potential offside.
Oh, I won't change the scoreline just yet on our virtual board.
So basically, Sancho put a lobbed-in ball for Meunier.
Yeah.
They're checking if Meunier is offside, and it looks like he is. It looks like his foot is just offside.
Oh, that's interesting because I was going to change my background.
This lob ball goes into Royce on the ground in the centre. Royce just lays it off delicately for Haaland to get a very low shot into the corner. Nice finish, nice nice build-up play, but unfortunately for Dortmund, it seems like it's still going to be 0-0, and VAR is still checking. Haaland who'll be disappointed.
Must be great to be able to watch a game on time. I'm on 151 if that helps.
You'll see the goal now then.
Yeah. Oh, it's close, isn't it?
I think it does look offside. You hope it is.
I'll have to see one more time. Was it Sancho that played the pass down the wing?
Meunier, yeah, and then Meunier played it, and it's offside.
Oh, so already offside. A disallowed goal in this.
Disallowed goal, yes.
3-minute old game.
Looks like there are going to be chances already,
which is good to see, and that's why our fans in the background, the atmosphere didn't go loud because they knew it was offside.
They knew it was offside. Yeah, they knew. This is the key thing about the fans in our stadium. They see it as it is.
I must admit, I went on YouTube and got this sound effect, and I was quite amazed that someone had already done it. But I don't know if there's only one channel I found it, and that they had it for. Oh, hang on, here comes my cat. Hello. Good timing, Audrey. You know we're at home when the cat comes in, and she just tried to bite me. Right? What are you doing? She's a ginger cat. That's the problem. Yeah, I've still got it where they're checking it.
Yeah, so the game's gone on, and I mean, obviously Dortmund have shown their intention in this match straight away. Just surprised about it. I didn't think they'd come running out the blocks, although they try and get a hold of the game, then try and look for the win, especially against a Mainz side who shouldn't put them under too much pressure.
Well, we've got 6 people watching at the moment. Hello there.
Hello, viewers.
Hope you're well. Let us know your thoughts on the game, and other matches are going on as well. As
of
we
course,
can always try and keep you up to date.
I'll try my best with the matches that I have on.
I'm going to get my live score page up.
So I thought I'd vary it up, considering that Brighton and Leeds does not start yet. And obviously, I've just turned on Leipzig, and Leipzig are winning 1-0, which contradicts a lot of what I was thinking. I thought it'd be a draw, so they're already in the lead. It's Mukiele who scored the goal. Oh, they've just gone ahead. And to spice up a bit,
FC. Go on.
Oh no, go ahead. I've also got Bologna versus Verona, and I thought would be a very interesting match, and it's 1-0 to Bologna.
And that's in the Serie A, am I right?
That is Serie A, yes. Verona, who've actually been on, they've not been too bad recently. Yeah, they've scored some good goals. But yeah, going 1-0 down to a penalty.
It's funny because when we went to Germany, Seb, we were thinking of going to Dortmund, weren't we?
Well, we weren't.
As in if we did another week, another weekend, because we saw them at the end at Hertha Berlin, didn't we?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And Sancho scored. I think he didn't score both goals. I don't think. No, I don't think he did. And I remember we were both stargazing because he was the only English player on the pitch
At that time, yes.
At that time, before some 16-year-old teenager thought it was okay to leave Birmingham and get his number retired.
I was about to mention the number retired one.
How ridiculous was that? I know.
I don't depending on the circumstances, I'm not a big fan of the retired number. Like in that one.
Yeah.
When there's someone who's passed away while still being in your team, for instance, yes, okay, you retire the number, and I completely understand that. Then there are also other incidences where, say for instance, Reading's number 12 is retired for the 12th man, which is their fans, and it's just a bit cheesy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think because was it Maradona? There was a big petition to get Maradona's number retired for all teams.
Okay, so where did it come from? It originally came from Andrew Villas-Boas saying after a Champions League match,
yeah,
I think the number 10 should be retired. Then that's where it caught wind, but he was trying to deflect the fact that his Marseille side were really poor that evening. They were terrible, so it seems like Dortmund are completely dominating possession at the moment.
I was going to say, I haven't seen Mainz go up for it at all yet.
Yeah,
but I guess we were expecting that to start off with.
Yeah, so newly instated boss Svensson has just he's not long taken over Mainz, who hasn't got extreme amount of experience in coaching. He's only coached FC Liefering, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Who I assume we're in the Danish league. I don't even know. I'm not too sure. Oh, the Austrian league. So last season they were in the 3rd division.
Oh, in the 3rd.
So
Okay.
Mainz have really forked out the hipsters' choice at this point, and Mainz have actually just gone forward and had a shot off goal, which just hit the side netting.
And which is good to see. You know, you want that. You need that confidence going straight away when you're. I mean, I'd love to know what the players like. A team like Dortmund. This is their fortress, isn't it? Borussia Park, and it's just such a shame seeing them playing in an empty stadium. Dortmund is one of those few grounds where it's known for one of its stands being, as you can see behind us, a yellow wall. It's just incredible the atmosphere it has there, and it really does make a team like Mainz, I wouldn't say scared, but nervous at least.
Yeah, so this notion that their stadium is a fortress in some senses. This season, if you take their home form, if you look at home form in the Bundesliga, they are 7th. If you take away form, Dortmund are 3rd. Now, it's all relative because if they win today, their 8th match at home, they'll have gained 15 points at home this season, whereas away they would have had 16 out of 8. So it's very similar. they're almost the same at home as away, we could say, this season. But they have had some stinkers at home, like the Stuttgart game that they lost, or the Cologne game that they lost as well.
Yeah.
In general, Dortmund have just had sloppy matches, and it's not even relevant to the fact that it was either home or away.
I've just seen the effort.
Matches as well. Yeah.
Just seeing the effort now, and I think he only had one option, but to shoot at the end.
Yeah, but in that case, drag it across goal, try and put the goalkeeper under pressure. Difficult under the circumstances, and it's easy for me to say he should have shot like this and that.
Well, Seb, a big result today for West Bromwich Albion. 3-2 away at Wolves, which is exactly what they needed to stay in this relegation battle, especially with the form they've had under Big Sam. And you mentioned this before we went live about Nuno, the Wolverhampton Wanderers manager, being, he could be down to the exit doors soon if the results keep continuing like this.
If you ask Wolves fans, a lot of them will say that there's a lot of goodwill for Espirito Santos, so he's not going anytime soon. They love him there, and it's just that I mentioned how bad Newcastle were the other day. If Newcastle win, they've got 2 games in hand on Wolves. If they win one of those games in hand, they go above Wolves.
Yeah.
You can't pretend that this is great for Wolves either. And we mentioned also very compact, tight defence. They're usually very solid. They don't give away chances. If I'm not wrong, in the last 9 games, I think they've given away the lead, or they've conceded first, which is un-Wolves-like. And it's just getting a bit, not dire. It's just getting.
Well, they lost Jota, didn't they? They've got Jimenez out, which is a real shame.
But then that spend is actually over. They actually have spent more than they've gained this summer. So
yeah,
no excuses. They bought Semedo for big money. They bought Fabio Silva for big money. And let's not forget also that they have Patrick Cutrone back from his loan spell, who they did spend money on as well, a reasonable amount. There's been investment, so they can't really complain too much.
I think that's it though, because I just feel like Wolves have been sussed out. I mean, they still play a good game. Like today, as they've shown against West Brom, I didn't watch the game, but the scoreline will tell you that Wolves gave West Brom a good game. But they know deep down that they should be beating the likes of West Brom, especially when they're under poor form with West Brom. But that's exactly the result they needed, and it's funny, isn't it? Big Sam is known for keeping teams up. I still don't think West Brom will stay up, but we'll see. There's plenty of games to go for them to turn it around. But for Wolves, I think they'll be very lucky to get a Europa League spot this season.
They won't be getting Europa League this season,
which is a real damper under the players that they've got, and it's an interesting one. I mean, Jimenez is unfortunate, but I don't think, even if they had Jimenez in now, yes, he'd provide you a few more goals, but I don't think they would sort out their issues.
No, I don't think. They would sort out some issues. I mean, say for instance, Jimenez is there today, maybe they get a draw. Because Fabio Silva actually was okay today. He played well. He offered a lot up front. He scored. So positive sign finally. I don't think Jimenez is the problem. It's a bit too easy. The defense is so weak. And if you look, they conceded 2 penalties. One was a Bolly foul, and the other one was a Cody foul. This is un-Wolves-like to make that many errors. And I think Conor Cody would do well. Well, he should probably stay on the sidelines for a few games now, because since that Liverpool game, he's not been himself. He's been prone to too many errors. He got taken off, actually, for Ait Nuri, which seems shocking because he's the Wolves captain, but he's just not up to it at the moment. And that's also worrying for Wolves.
So it's still goalless here between Dortmund and Mainz.
Yeah, it's...
not really been much efforts there since, I don't think, really.
No.
Mine's hit the net, but
this still looks like what Lucien Favre was implementing when he was there. There doesn't seem that different, just maybe the application is a bit better. It still seems like there's no change, so I'm curious as to what Dortmund's plan is for the rest of the season.
You see, that's
kept Favre.
But that's why I always find weird when the assistant manager stays on for how long he's going to be there, half a season at least. I always wonder, because he was under the same manager that got sacked previously, it'd be interesting if you were in the change room to see how they approach it differently compared to their previous manager, because they were under the same management, if that makes sense. Would they change that much? I don't know.
It seems like a weird one. It seems like it's just taken out the big element, the big pillar in the whole system by appointing the assistant manager. I don't get it, and I think it's just to cover their backs because Dortmund fans were so frustrated with Favre. Likeable guy, not like the last manager, but also a very infuriating guy tactically. So maybe it was just to please the fans, I guess. And no one really knows what Turchik is capable of, but maybe just some young blood. I don't know. I really can't say. No one knows what the point is of this sacking or in hiring their assistant manager. Didn't add up to me.
I still don't know what to think of the sacking, really. I just think I'd have given him the rest of the season. But
yeah, it seems pointless not to have done so because his contract was up in June anyway. So
yeah, let him go out. You know, it's one of those as well where I think if you're going to sack a manager at a point of the season when there's still plenty to play for, I feel like you should do it if you've got a plan in place in terms of you've got the replacement ready. Mm-hmm. Not someone else in your coaching team will take your role until at least the end of the season.
So they do have. There's no secret about the fact that Dortmund are in talks with Marco Rose, a Borussia Mönchengladbach manager. So those talks are ongoing. We don't know if they'll finalise to a deal or anything of sort, but that is a big possibility at the moment.
Yeah.
And but if Marco Rose goes, it's not mid-season.
Yeah.
It'll be at the end of the season. So that looks like the most likely outcome at the moment.
We've got Joe Stanley, who's just put on the chat page, come on Dortmund. He does have a bit of a soft spot for Dortmund, especially when they play the You'll Never Walk Alone song at their stadium. But of course Dortmund, I think it was funny, you said, when lockdown was happening in England, they had this article online, I think it was The Guardian that did it, and because only the Bundesliga was happening and the Premier League was still postponed, they did it where whichever team you supported in the Premier League, they would then
choose their German team.
Yeah,
something similar.
Yeah, I think if you were United, it would be Bayern Munich, as you'd probably expect. But then, like, if you were Liverpool, it's Dortmund, and if you were Everton, it's Schalke. Stuff like that. And I remember my mate Davey, who's a Everton fan. He ended up buying a Schalke shirt and everything during that summer just to actually start supporting Schalke in German football.
Yeah, I didn't take an alliance to a particular team. I just tried watching the matches that I could, and mainly wanted to try and watch Bayern Munich to prove a point. But they did prove a point for me, but they kept winning. It's the point we made 2 weeks ago when we watched them against Mönchengladbach, which was they have weaknesses. They have a lot of weaknesses that are hidden by all this praise that the media is giving them.
Especially in
the praise is deserved. Yeah, that's the point. They are prone to conceding chances. Yeah. So Mainz are pushing up a bit now, trying to apply more pressure to Dortmund, and they've got a shot on target, which I think is the first shot on target of the game.
Oh, and they did have a disallowed goal, which happened within a couple of minutes.
Mainz had the first shot on goal.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
From their captain, Latza.
What do you think of Dortmund's sponsor shirt, 1 and 1?
I don't know too much about it.
I was talking to my mate Carl about the shirt a couple of months back when we watched Dortmund Bayern Munich, and I remember him saying it looks awful on the shirt. I don't know. It doesn't look that bad.
They tried making it look with the design. Okay, so just to put a bit, the game, Sancho has just tried another through pass for Royce and missed it again. He's not having a great start to this game with forward passes going a bit wrong, let's just say. Whereas if you look at someone like Jude Bellingham, he's getting involved, he's getting stuck in, he's won most of his duels, and he's tidy on the ball, which is a positive sign for us Brits. Sancho, who has refound some form recently, scored in his last 3 matches, which he hadn't done for I can't remember how long. Oh, and he's just lost the ball again very cheaply.
Of course, throughout the throughout last summer, Sancho, the rumours of Sancho and United kept going on for ages, and I don't know about you, Seb, but as a United fan, I mean, don't get me wrong, you wouldn't say no to Sancho, but I don't think it was necessary for the price, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just maybe Martial and Rashford. Martial and Rashford on the wings are not my favourites, but
it gives you it definitely gives another option in the front line, because Sancho is not. He's this quick dribbler that we all know, but he is not like Martial and Rashford. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He is more of a creative outlet from out wide, so it's not the same as Rashford and Martial. But you could, with a Sancho purchase, maybe that pushes competition for Martial, which we all. I don't know if anyone knows our opinions on Martial, but Jamie, yours and mine of Martial is not terrific.
It's horrible.
I think he's. I don't know.
I just think he's terrible. I mean,
it's not only that. It's when the ball goes, and when you can see that there's a chance to be created getting in the box, he stays just walking on the edge of the box. There's no logic to the way he makes decisions off the ball.
Yeah.
And it seems so effortless when he's playing well, but then there's so effortless as well when he's not playing well. It just seems like a lack of effort just generally.
Yeah.
And Royce nearly got a shot away, but ball.
I just find with Martial, every time he gets the ball, he just loses it. And even when he has a shot, and even when it's a blatant chance where he needs to get it on target, at least he can't do it. And he did it against Wolves the other week, where the ball to him was absolutely perfect, edge of the box, no one was on him, just literally hit it first time, and he did, but it went miles over the crossbar. And it's just like, I know you can be unfortunate. I'm not saying every player doesn't make mistakes, and it's just him, but you've got to take them, because my problem is with United is at the moment, if we are going to go for this league title, which I still think is early days, obviously, they need to be clinical, and I don't think they're clinical enough to be a title winner. But this season will tell you that anyone
clinical enough. I'd say that. I'm just going to update you.
Is he though? I mean, like
Wolfsburg have equalised.
Oh, Wolfsburg.
Weghorst, our favourite, has equalised with a great header, just tricking Galassi. Good equaliser. Jude Bellingham also. I think you must be getting it tonight. On Jude Bellingham hitting it over the crossbar.
I haven't seen it yet.
You might.
I'm trying to. I'm actually looking online to see if I can find a stream that might be a little bit closer to yours. I've got it on my phone still, but it's not one of those that I can go in advance or anything.
Brandt has just had a good shot saved from Mainz. And now it's a corner to Dortmund. Brandt, who I wasn't sure could offer a lot, but considering that Mainz are struggling to get the ball out of the last third, I assume Brandt is the perfect player for it. And this is bad as well. Sancho's just taken a corner, but it's gone out for a goal kick.
Oh dear.
Coming back into the box.
Now I've seen the Bellingham strike. Imagine if that had gone in, had been some goal.
Yeah, this is not. I mean, early days, 23 minutes in, but Sancho is not having a good game.
I think Mainz will be very happy so far, midway point of this first half.
There's reason to worry, but there's also that they're getting half chances.
Yeah.
So, well, very few, but they're getting something. So I think they're going to try and nick one, because they can't really hope for much more.
No. I mean, it is credible, like when they were 2-0 up at Bayern Munich the other week, it was definitely... Oh, good save. Good save against Haaland.
Very good save.
Oh, no, not Haaland, sorry. He looks
Haaland,
like Haaland.
Haaland dropped it off to Brandt.
That was it. Brandt looks like Haaland in the distance.
The blonde hair tricking you, and the 6'2" bigger.
But literally, just because Mainz on the back foot, trying to get rid of it, and they just had no chance, did they?
No,
like, the moment
but it was a terrible clearance.
Yeah, it's a terrible clearance. No air in it, really. Just straight at one of the Dortmund players outside the box, which I don't like playing from the back. I've never liked it. A lot of teams
But it's
like
not even playing from the back. It's just badly cleared.
But
that's happened That's happened a few times in this match already.
But it brings back to my point of, I mean, I mean, just in general, like you see it from goal kicks now. You know, you can have 2 defenders in the box, and then you can either pass it out wide to them or boot it out.
Yeah.
I'd boot it out every time because it's exactly where I want it to be. And I remember the old days of like Van der Sar picking up the ball straight from a corner, and you'd have your wingers going for the run straight away, and he'd throw the ball out so far, and that's the best way for me. Not this whole thing of wait for the players to just.
Oh, what a save!
Position.
Oh, what
that
a
Dortmund
save.
chance.
Yeah, Royce is getting into positions, but they're closing him down. He got a shot away there. Tried lobbing it almost, but the goalkeeper just decided not to go to ground and stay up a bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He hits it. You'll see it, and it's a nice little chance. They break through it well. Well saved. I disagree. I like the playing from the back. When you play it, there's a tiresome. It's just tiresome when you boot it up long and you're not expecting to get it. You've really got to have that height to, like Burnley do, well, height or physical presence in the air. Otherwise, there's no point. Sheffield United do it often, and I don't want anyone commenting saying, no, they play nice football with overlapping centre-backs. If you look, the most long balls come from Sheffield this season. That's how they're playing this season. And they don't have the physical presence in the air. If you're asking Berg, you're asking Brewster to try and win headers against centre-backs, you can forget about it.
Yeah.
So that's one of their biggest problems as well. But then you tire yourself out if you're giving the ball to the opponent. So only if you can, you should play those long balls from goal kicks. If not, then you have to play it on the ground and try and keep it and preserve energy.
Or don't do what you do on FIFA, which is press the circle button, accidentally kick it into your own net from the goalkeeper's hands, which I have done that.
I don't even know how you can do that, isn't it? What, so you can turn back?
There's this, you know, you're up against a beginner on FIFA online when the goalkeeper's got it, and then they roll it out and pass it to the wrong player.
Yeah.
That's always the funniest.
So Haaland's just had a little right-footed shot, quite weak. Well build up. Bellingham gets it wide. Mounier gets a little low cross in. Haaland gets on the end and taps.
Seb, I'm an idiot because my Bet365 app has this stream, so I'm now using that.
That's an idea, yeah.
I'm on 28:10.
Oh, you're ahead of me. Ooh.
Oh yes, I've overtaken him.
Only by 12 seconds. So.
Oh, good.
So that works well.
I completely forgot the betting app has all the Bundesliga games for nothing.
That's true, yeah.
It's just the Premier League, which will be interesting tomorrow when we do our live watch along of.
I'll be looking into it as well to see if I can get.
I don't think I can unless I go on the internet.
Oh, I've got it, but I don't know what time, if I can delay it or anything. I've definitely got it. I've got all the Premier League games.
If any of you who, if you don't know what to do tomorrow and you haven't got Sky or anything like that, you can always join us on YouTube instead, and we can tell you what's going on. We've got at least potentially 2 Liverpool fans and 1 United fan, which is me, in the stream with Seb True, who will be our fan referee, and he'll be doing the whole of get your bag, put your bags down, stop it.
I'll be trying to keep the peace.
Trying to keep the peace. Keep the peace. Oh, Dortmund nearly went through. Oh, Mainz trying to go on the attack.
They're keeping it. It seems a bit stale at the moment, but Bellingham's at the whole centre of the possession. They're keeping it at the moment. Almost like a pivot for the strikers and the defenders to lean on when playing the ball.
Yeah.
And he does well there. Oh, he just loses it.
Actually, I just realised, Seb, bit of a nerd moment here. The Bet365 streams most of the time don't have commentary in. Now imagine if I played that on my computer and just used the sound from that. Then technically we are actually air.
That's not wrong. It's not wrong. I've got commentary on mine, so I've muted it.
Is yours in German or?
This one's in German, yeah. I think you can get it as well in Italian, but it's far from being a strong point of mine either.
So in Switzerland, how does it work with you? Like, how much do you have to? Oh, hang on, he's hit the post. Oh, Dortmund have just hit the post He's come out to the left of Marco Reus, but I'm not sure.
So Guerrero building up. Brandt at the centre of it all.
Oh, yeah, Haaland did it again. Well, they've paused the game. It looks as though Mainz will get a free.
It was Bellingham who hit the post, right?
I think it was Bellingham,
a neat shot in the box there. And Royce gets on the end of near the corner flag, the ball that comes back out. And then it's Brandt who hits the post with a deflected shot. So Brandt is a weird one. I'm not sure if he's a number 10, number 8, or a winger. It's a hard player to understand. But in matches like this where you've got tight spaces, you want someone who's tricky like that, but also got physical presence and can play the ball. And Haaland is screaming at Bellingham because he should have played in the pass. You're saying how it works here?
Yeah, so how does it work? Like, do you have more than one network like we do with Sky and BT, or what's it like in Switzerland?
So yeah, almost. I have a subscription to Sky, and it's got access to Sky Germany, to the French one, which is RMC. And then Sport as well, which is a Swiss service. RMC's French, so it's in France. So they basically, because they're a multilingual nation, you have access to Germany's rights, to France's rights, to Switzerland's own rights in itself, and so I have access on all fronts.
That's pretty good. How much do you pay, would you say, or do you not want to say?
Oh no, I'll say openly. I pay about 20 francs a month, which is probably, I don't know how many pounds it is. It's what, £15 a month?
That's pretty good.
I think it's £15. I think that's what it is.
Because we were talking about this the other day, weren't we, about how
and Brandt gets a shot away that goes right to the goalkeeper.
We were saying this, weren't we, the other day, about how it's, you know, in England it really is expensive. Just with Sky, you have to pay at least £30 a month, and then you still got to sort out BT, and then there's Amazon Prime as well, which shows some of the games. If you were looking at trying to get all the games.
Yeah. So it's always complicated. No, I pay about £24 a month. Sorry.
That's right. That's still pretty good if you've got all that access. Because the problem I have is...
Oh, and the goalkeeper's down, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Looks out. This is worrying because he's probably been Mainz's best player so far. Yeah, because in England you'll have a lot of more competitiveness with it. I have one service that offers all those different services, so
yeah,
I have every single Premier League game. I have every single Bundesliga game. I have I'd say about 90% of Serie A. No, I'd say I have 100% of Serie A. And then some French games and some Spanish games, but considering I'm not the biggest fan of the French League or the Spanish League, I'm perfectly happy with it. I more often not have every single PSG game and every single Lyon game, so the big ones. So is he going to get back up? That's the main question. Is he going to continue on?
Seb, I've now put... Can you hear the new atmosphere I've put on?
I can hear it, yes.
Is it too loud?
A bit lower.
A bit lower? Yeah? How's that?
A tiny bit lower, but then we're good.
How's that?
A bit lower, that way we can hear ourselves talking.
How's that?
Lower.
How's that?
Good.
Cracking. Now we've actually got the real feed.
So, yeah, and probably need to load the volume a bit more.
Cool.
So, Zentner, who's the goalkeeper for Mainz, been there mainly all his career. He's 26, good German goalkeeper. He's played for one other club on loan, Holstein Kiel, and that was the team that knocked Bayern Munich out the German Cup midweek.
Oh yes, it was a big and again, Seb, that's another game that can, which we could both say what we've been saying about Bayern Munich.
I can't pretend I watched the game, so
I didn't see it, but I saw the tweet come out when from the club that beat them, and they were obviously over the moon, and it was like the biggest win of their club's history in a way.
Yeah, so they went to penalties, and it was Roca, who was bought from Espanyol this summer. Seemed like a bit of maybe a weird signing, one they could have because of the COVID situation. He missed the fatal penalty, and so yeah, they all scored, if not the 5 takers before them. But they put out a reasonably strong side. Lewandowski came on late on. Kimmich was on at some point.
Yeah.
They had Muller who started, Tolisso, Hernandez, Sula, Neuer, Davis. They had Sané started as well. This wasn't exactly a weak side. Oh, and I'm turning my head to the Wolfsburg game, and a deflected shot's gone off it.
Oh, shot on target there for Dortmund. It's
and it is 2-1 to Wolfsburg.
I can't believe it was only a few years ago that Wolfsburg nearly got relegated.
They've been slowly building back up, but it's, the fact that they're in and about this season. Okay, it might be not a surprise to some people, but it may be a surprise to others. And understandably, I think last season they were also competing until maybe Christmas they are trying to get first in the league as well. But they're slowly becoming a consistent Bundesliga side. Sooner rather than later, we might see them in the Champions League again. Maybe. Remains to be seen.
I remember when they had Edin Dzeko up front.
Edin Dzeko and I can't remember who else.
I can't remember. I only watched them in the Champions League because obviously they won Bundesliga in 2009, was it?
And they also went up against United, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Michael Owen scored a hat-trick at Wolfsburg, which Fergie played 7 defenders. It was such a master plan. Like, you'd think normally on a day like that, Wolfsburg will get Salford, but they still beat them 3-2, which was a classic Fergie tactic. Just somehow we won with 7 defenders on the pitch.
It must be the last time I've seen a team win a top-flight league playing 4-4-2.
Yeah, I still love 4-4-2. It's such a basic tactic, of course, these days, but I still love it. I loved what Fergie used to do, which was, have your 2 wingers, have 2 men up front, but then also have 2 men up front on the bench. So that if you were lacking goals or you needed a goal late on, at least you had 2 fresh legs to look at.
But then the game has evolved, so
of course,
dominating possession is mainly going to win you matches, let's say.
Yeah.
And
Leicester would say otherwise.
No, but 2 central midfielders can make that difficult. It can make it difficult to dominate that midfield battle. If you've got 2 against 3, which is the standard now, then you're going to struggle. Unless you have Kante, like they did in 2016, and Drinkwater, who they cover a lot of ground between them. So
who they've never really replaced, have they? In a way, if that makes sense.
It's a different side now. They're not. This is not at all the same Leicester side, except for Vardy up front. And
do you think they're better now as well? Yes. Because they are competing, aren't they? They are at the top 4 ends. So hang on, Dortmund have a chance, and he could make it 1-0.
I was thinking Leipzig had a shot on goal, a great save from the corner.
Bellingham's having a great game.
Bellingham's is an essential part of the midfield there. I'm not overly convinced with Dortmund's midfield, with Can or Witsel. So, and he touched it with his hand, doesn't he? Bellingham.
He does it. Well, did he? I thought he had a chest, but maybe.
Yeah, no, his chest. Then he falls to the ground and hits it with his hand, doesn't he? You look on it. Yeah, he hits it with his hand, and when he's trying to lift himself back up. Bellingham has gone to the right club, who probably need a centre midfielder, so it's perfect for him.
Yeah.
He can only progress, I think.
I mean, it's a hell of a transfer to go to Dortmund from Birmingham.
It's a risk.
It's a risk, but but Dortmund. If I was a young player, if I was 16, 17 or something like that, and Dortmund came in for me, I'd tell my agent, take me to Dortmund. Because they seem to have a good... Oh, there's a yellow card here for one of the Mainz players, which looks to be number 23, on Brandt. Oh, he did get his studs on his foot.
Yeah, Mwene, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Mwene, you're right.
So, 26-year-old Austrian defender.
Which... To be honest, you do see them giving, and I think it is a yellow card.
Yes, that is a yellow.
Let's actually look at the stats from Bet365. Dortmund have had 7 on target. Mainz with just the 1 that you mentioned, Seb.
So yeah, their goalkeeper has played a big role. We mentioned before. Zentner.
And there's a header. Oh, it's just gone wide. I think it was Bellingham again.
He's getting in those positions, isn't he?
He is. He's playing really. He's very busy today, that's for sure. In this first 40 minutes, free header.
I can't pretend I've watched Bellingham a lot at Birmingham. when I did. He is clearly a talent.
I never did, to be honest. Our friend Connor was at a few of his games, though.
Yeah, and I don't know. Personally, I didn't see him fitting into a Dortmund side, whether they played 4-2-3-1. I thought it'd be a bit much on him to either be the number 10 or to be a number 6. If you know, I don't know if you know the reference to number 10 and 6. 6 being a defensive midfielder, 10 being an attacking one. And I thought he'd be perfect in between that. So I didn't know how he fit into this system, but he's clearly taken on the 6 role quite well.
Oh, and Mainz had an effort there. There was 2 of them on the near post trying to go for the header, and they didn't really communicate to each other, but either way the ball wasn't good enough for them to convert
they look
it.
Scrappy Mainz. They seem to just
can't gel, can
they? Game.
Yeah. It's weird though, because like for a team like Mainz in training, I'm sure they would have done their best to be ready for Dortmund. But it just shows that the moment they're on that pitch, it just goes against them, doesn't it? Which is a beautiful thing about football.
We're saying that, but it's still 0-0.
Yeah.
Dortmund
aren't taking their chances.
We get into the end of the half and it's still 0-0. So
we've got 5 against 4 here for Mainz. Oh dear, I don't know if that was meant to be a cross or a shot. I'm sure it's meant to be a cross. Goes straight to the hands of the goalkeeper.
So there we see when Mainz break away that it's Emre Can who gives the ball away. Who I'll mention.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was a great transfer it was a year ago now, I think.
I find him a bit overrated, to be honest, but not because I'm a United fan and he played for Liverpool, but I never really got Emre Can.
He was a part of that Juventus have too many centre midfielders era, and they still do now.
And Pirlo might be in there.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
If he ever wanted to come out of retirement.
They just fall into that category of we don't buy the players we need. We buy just these midfielders that will make us okay and still mediocre for top level.
I feel like Juventus shop like I do. If I see a bargain, I'll just buy it and realise I'll never use it.
But is it a bargain? If you consider Rabiot's salary, if you consider Ramsey's salary, and for McKennie,
Ramsey play regularly?
Who?
Does Ramsey play regularly?
Yeah. So what Juventus actually talking about the 4-4-2 system, Juventus play some sort of 4-4-2. Some sort of 4-4-2 where Ramsey's out on the left. They've got Chiesa out on the right. I'm trying to think of how they play now. They have Chiesa out right, who is a winger naturally. They have Ramsey out left, or sometimes they change it with McKennie. And they act as wingers that come into the play quite often, and sometimes when they have the ball, Ronaldo can peel out wide onto the left as well. And then they've got Dybala up front in his own, who drops off usually as a false number 9 as well. It's interesting to see the positions that they've taken up on the pitch, but depending on the team that they come up against, it becomes frustrating because sometimes it limits you. It's interesting though. Yeah, Pirlo's doing a weird job. So do
you think he'll be there for long?
I don't know. I think it's worrying how... For instance, they played against Sassuolo the other day, a team that is rising in Serie A slowly, despite their limited resources. But Sassuolo being down to 10 men, away from home, managed to get a goal back to make it 1-1 at that point. And that's the kind of thing that's worrying. It was a very laboured victory from Juventus in the end, and 3-1 makes it seem like it was comfortable, but it was far from it.
Yeah.
Well, far from it. It's not like Sassuolo had many chances, but it just looked like one of those days that it wouldn't go their way. And Juventus have had too many of those this season.
We've got another user watching the stream, Campo Yampop, I think. I apologise if I've pronounced your name wrong. It looks like it's Russian. I might be wrong. Mainz Olga. Mainz Olga. So we've got a man support there, I think. Well, they're doing well so far, mate. It's nearly half time and it's still goalless at Dortmund. A few seconds to go. The possession is 70% to 30% at the moment between Dortmund and Mainz. Sancho's on the left wing. Through, couldn't get it to Marco Reus at the end, I don't think. And now, how much stoppage time will there be? That Mainz have themselves a goal kick.
So I'm just assuming that Mr. Campo, I can't pronounce the name, is cheering Mainz on.
It looks like it. I hope if you are, confirm and reply and say yes. And what do you think the scoreline will be?
We didn't give our predictions, did we?
We didn't. To be honest, I looked at 3 or 4-1 to Dortmund, but I think I'm going to be wrong. 3 minutes of added time.
I still think they'll get 2 goals at least in the second half.
Yeah.
But Sancho, I mentioned again, he lost the ball again there. It's been a difficult first half for him.
Yeah, Bellingham's had some chances. I think he's at least created 3 chances from what I've seen in the stats. Which, I mean, Haaland's had probably 1 or 2 moments, but not many.
Yeah, it's been quiet. But then again, this goes back to against Leipzig. The first half he was very quiet, and the second half he came to life.
Yeah.
So I think we can probably expect the same thing in this game.
If you've just joined us, it's goalless between Dortmund and Mainz, and we're about to approach half-time.
Yes.
And do let us know in the live chat page what you think of the game so far if you are watching, or any of the other games in the Bundesliga at the moment. There's Premier League games going on as well. We'll go through those score lines at half-time in just a minute. At the moment, it looks as though
Brighton have taken the lead.
Oh, who against?
Leeds.
Oh, Leeds have had a tough few weeks, haven't they? I mean, that defeat to Crawley Town last weekend was a big shock.
It's French commentator's favourite, Neil Maupay.
Go on, let our viewers know about this whole thing of the French commentators and their love for Neil Maupay.
Obviously, us English commentators, we love our English players. That's fine, everything's great. It's normal. French commentators go a bit further. They're a bit more loving of their players, and especially players like Neil Maupay. They genuinely keep making the argument that he should be playing for the French national team. And I'll say now, I don't think but yeah, they obsess about him. If Connolly does something good, then they'll mention how Neil Maupay was the heart of the action and not Connolly. It's a bit disheartening to see.
How long has he been at Brighton for?
This must be his second season.
Second season, okay.
Yeah, it's his second season now.
Well, Dortmund's probably one last chance before the half-time break.
So let's just also mention there's a substitute that's already taken place. Akanji has come on in place of Zagadou.
Oh, over the bar.
Obviously, we consider that to be an injury if that's the case. So he's come off just before half-time.
Well, it's half-time. If I've heard that correctly from the referee, Dortmund 0, Mainz 0. And Seb, interesting first half. Dortmund have had the chances, but they can't find the net.
Yeah, they've dominated the chances, possession, everything. Goalkeepers kept them in it. Mainz. This is not new. This is Mainz who have been woeful this season. Unfortunately, they're last behind Schalke, who have been probably the worst team in Bundesliga in 2020. So
yeah,
they are favourites to be relegated, Mainz, and Dortmund are struggling to break them down. Well, they're not really. They're struggling to break them from the goalkeeper. So I expect Dortmund to come out in the second half and get a goal at least.
If you are just joining in on the stream, welcome. So half time, and let's quickly go through the stats. The dangerous attacks from Dortmund is 44-6. They've had 7 on target, while Mainz have got 2, and then off target's 5-1 for Dortmund. And of course, let's not forget as well that Dortmund did score a goal in the second minute, which was offside at the end. So they did get a goal, but it didn't count for them at the end. So they must do better and not catch themselves offside next time. They did hit the post as well. Hit the post twice, but the second time round it was already paused for game. And looking at the Premier League scorelines at the moment, it's Leeds 0, Brighton 1, as Seb just mentioned. West Ham United 1, Burnley 0, which West Ham they're having a good season, aren't they, Seb?
Yeah, and I am the first to criticise Moyes because I thought his time had come and gone. 8th now. If they
He'd heard you know.
Yeah, he probably did. And credit to him, he's tried making players buy into a system that they're playing. They're defensively solid now. They play 3 at the back. Cresswell's massively improved. Let's not forget that Cresswell, who I think everyone thought was a reject from all other clubs and wouldn't make it, but then he's turned it around. So and they've also sold Haller. So now it's up to Antonio to stay fit, play all the games.
And you watched Haler's first game for Ajax?
Yeah, I didn't watch the second one where he did get an assist and a goal in the second. But in the first game, he played the second half, got an assist and had a goal that was ruled offside. He's starting well at Ajax.
I think
a target man. I always say he should be a target man, isn't really. But that tall figure in their team is useful for Ajax. Someone that Tadic can play around.
I think I watched West Ham the other night against Stockport in the FA Cup, and I mean, to be honest, it was always going to be tricky for West Ham just because of the pitch and the conditions and the rain, and it was a proper muddy pitch, proper non-league kind of match, if you may. And I think for me, they'll take the win at the end. Obviously, Stockport will be gutted that they didn't take their chances, but you know, for Moyes as well, for them to get far in the FA Cup this season, I think it's possible. We'll see. But fingers crossed that for Moyes, he does well at West Ham for the rest of the season. Quickly go through the Championship. It's Cardiff City 0, Norwich City 1. Of course, let's not forget they are 3 o'clock kickoff times, while in Germany it's 2:30 for Dortmund and all the Bundesliga matches. So Watford, Huddersfield is goalless, so is Blackburn and Stoke. Nottingham Forest 0, Millwall 0, Bristol City 1, Preston North End 0, Derby 0, Rotherham 0 in the Championship so far, which of course, Seb, let's talk about Derby. Yeah, Wayne Rooney's now a permanent manager.
Match as permanent manager.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I really don't. He was wasn't he already kind of caretaker manager?
Yeah. I think really yesterday was to just kind of, you could say, lick the envelope and send it out to say that he is now no longer a player.
But this was going to happen, wasn't it? He was supposed to, when he was leaving the MLS, it was always planned that he was going to come to Derby and then be manager. This was always set up, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what to think about Rooney and Derby, but again, that's kind of where Lampard started and nearly got them into the Championship, but lost out to Villa in the playoff final, which isn't bad going for someone like Lampard, who hadn't had much experience beforehand as a coach. So I guess for Rooney it's the same. Yeah. I think with Rooney, bring it on, but I hope it doesn't crush him. Because you do hear about some managers who try out one club, it crushes them, and you don't really hear from them again. We'll see.
But this is the only way that Rooney was probably going to get a manager job, I think.
Yeah.
The other way into it. But yeah, who was it before Rooney? Was it Philip Cuckoo? Am I right in saying that? Cuckoo?
Yes, Philip Cuckoo, yeah, and I'd imagine he got sacked. That's how they normally go.
Funny enough, Philip Cuckoo was the first non-British manager to manage Derby.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Did not know that.
We've had the likes of Gary Rowett as well, Stephen McLaren at one point, Nigel Pearson. I think Paul Clement as well.
This is the weird thing about Derby. They've always been up there, haven't they? You know, near the playoff spots or in the playoff spots, but they just can't convert it. You know, they can't do one better and finally be back in the Premier League.
I don't know. Would you consider Derby to be an obvious choice as a Premier League club? I don't mean this with any disrespect, but we always associate Aston Villa in that bracket. Do we see that the same with Derby County? I'm not sure. I know the likes of Nottingham Forest, you associate with being in the top flight as well. Leeds, even though they were absent for so long, but Derby, not convinced.
I'm just quickly check our live page, see if anyone's left us any comments. I'm still waiting for our friend from the Mainz army to see if he's happy with the game so far. He's not come out.
So we've had a
he's
comment
hiding
that's
away.
someone's commenting that it's going to be Dortmund 3, Mainz 0. Right.
Oh,
So
that's what I kind of said that, but I hope Mainz get a goal as well. But
I don't think it's impossible, is it?
no,
If you know how prolific Dortmund can be, then it's not that ambitious to guess. I mean, it was 0-0 at half-time against Leipzig. They won 3-1. And Leipzig aren't pushovers. So
no.
you guess that they could score 3 against Mainz. So Bozo 0.95, agree with you. I think it could be 3-0 to Dortmund. Don't see Mainz getting a goal, unfortunately.
And Bozo, if you are still listening, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and of course check out our other stuff. We've got a watch along tomorrow, which is between Liverpool and Man United. Probably the biggest game of the Premier League season so far. And the big question is, will the players hug when they score? After the Premier League chief executive got asked about that yesterday, which I'll be honest, if it's a late win, of course there's going to be hugs. I don't think you can avoid that. Heat at the moment, and at the same time they're in the same group, so I don't. They all have tests as well, so they all get the negative test before they go out onto that pitch. So that says to me it shouldn't be in the ground. At least out on the pitch. So I don't know. I know you can pick it up anywhere, maybe with COVID, but I think at some point there should be a bit of common sense involved, if you ask me. But that's just how I see it.
I see what you mean. I don't. I think people are doing the sort of thing like not hugging purely for the image it gives out now, rather than the actual safety precautions. For instance, it would encourage more people to not hug. I think that's mainly what it comes down to now. I could be wrong, but it seems like it's because it's just to show people an example.
Yeah.
In general. Yeah. I'm not too sure. I think when you're marking someone on the corner, you're also coming into contact with them, so why are we still allowed to mark on corners or free kicks when we're not allowed to hug after a goal celebration?
Mm.
Yeah.
What's your scoreline for the second half, Seb?
So I don't think they'll get 3, Dortmund. I think they will get 2. So I'm guessing it might end 2-0.
Imagine if Mainz win. Imagine if Mainz win, though.
Well,
just imagine.
If Mainz win,
just imagine it.
I'm imagining it now.
Seb, imagine it.
I'm imagining. If Mainz win, they are still before last.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
Why? Yes, gotta start somewhere.
I'll never forget the season when Leicester won the league. My friend Jack, who's a Chelsea fan, I had him on a radio show, and we were previewing the Monday night game between Leicester and Chelsea just before Christmas. And at the time, Chelsea were like 16th or 15th. And I think I remember asking Jack, it'd be a big win for you, like if you can get a win against Leicester tonight. And then he goes, well, yeah, but then if we win, we go up to 14th. I'll just never forget the quote. Oh, it was just hilarious to hear a Chelsea fan say that at the midway point of a Premier League season.
Yeah, zero optimism in beating first place because it's not getting us anywhere.
Oh, it's just
Chelsea
hilarious.
have those every now and then, don't they? Where they miss out on Europe and like under Conte in the second season or that season in 2016. There are seasons where it's infallible and they just miss out on Europe. Frank Lampard could be in that same situation at the end of this season. Who knows? Where they finish 11th and you don't understand why.
Yeah.
But as we speak, Chelsea are 10th, I think.
I mean, we were talking. I mean, I didn't get to ask you, Seb, but we did a video on our YouTube channel the other day with Jack about the current situation with Lampard. I mean, surely he's got to have time.
Yeah, and I don't buy this idea that they spent £200 million, so Lampard should be expected results straight away.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm exactly the same.
You've got to contextualize it a lot. This is not just £200 million that's come out of Abramovich's pocket. They sold Hazard for about 110 million euros, I think it was. They sold Morata for 65 million euros. Whether or not you think that it was a good decision or not to sell them, we could have that debate on a different platform. But they still had to reinvest it. You don't just get 160 million in the bank from those sales and say, you know what, our squad is good enough and we can try with that. No, you have to reinvest it, and they did so with Havertz, with Werner, with Thiago Silva, for instance. So what they spent? Realistically, they spent what, about 40 million euros? It's not excessive amount. They're just reinvesting what they got from the other players. So it's not enormous, and I still have confidence, and I'll say this so many times, that Werner will come good for Chelsea.
Yes.
Admittedly, Havertz, I do worry because I don't see him fitting into that system if they continue with this 4-3-3, maybe, depending on how they are sometimes. I worry for Havertz. But Werner, I'm convinced he still gets in those positions to be able to create goal-scoring chances. He just doesn't put them away, but he's still getting in them. It's when the players don't get into those positions that you really worry. Werner is, and I'm confident he will come good.
Absolutely. I do have confidence in Werner because we've seen what he's done in the Bundesliga, and it doesn't matter what league, he's been awesome. If anyone has been watching him when he was there, he was electric to watch, and especially with Leipzig. I mean, they've done well to carry on without him, I think, really.
But they have struggled without a striker. That's clearly their weak point.
But they're still up there, aren't they? You know,
because they're relying on Soloff and Poulsen. They also lost Schick. Not forgetting those. Schick and Werner were a big part of that Leipzig setup. But Leipzig are clearly missing a focal point up front, and that's Werner's being missed on that end. Werner also isn't the most efficient of strikers. If you look at him in the Bundesliga, electric, yes, but it's not like he put away every single chance. He wasn't this natural number 9. It seems like Chelsea fans want him to be right now, but he missed a lot of chances as well. But he created so many for himself, which was why he scored so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm certain he will come good. You can hold me up on that if maybe in 2 or 3 years' time he's not
just from this video stream.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think there's reason for Chelsea fans to despair over Werner. I think Havertz you could worry more. But I said this to a friend the other day where, okay, £80 million, it's very expensive for a player, but I am confident. At £80 million, I still think Havertz was a talent to get.
Yeah, I do think he was very expensive though.
Yeah.
From Bayer Leverkusen.
Of course, he is very expensive, but I think he's one of the biggest prospects in future in football right now. I still think he's got such a talent, even if he's not playing well at Chelsea. There are signs that he's clearly a talented player.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the officials have come out onto the pitch, and it looks as though we're not far away from the start of the second half. Dortmund 0, Mainz 0. And Dortmund know that they've got to get 3 points here to, of course, compete at the top of the table, because Bayern Munich play tomorrow, which they'll be hungry for 3 points after what happened at Borussia Mönchengladbach last week, which me and Seb were lucky to watch together and celebrate a Mönchengladbach win and sing everything that we could think of. And even luckily there was no engagement plans, so that didn't happen.
No engagement plans.
Yeah. I mean, and just like that, I've put the stream back on. It's quite incredible, isn't it? You'd think we were there. I've just sent you a new background as well, Seb.
I know. I'm aware of all this. I'm following.
If only we had a producer in our ears.
We're our own producers at this point.
If anyone's willing to go to be a volunteer producer for us, feel free.
Anyone's welcome on board in the LTS community.
Actually, I better change mine, even though I gave you it. I haven't changed mine.
You're telling me about it, but you can't stay true to your own word.
No, I can't.
So we've got Wolfsburg Leipzig that's kicked off for the second half, and this is important for Leipzig to get 3 points.
Absolutely.
So currently losing 2-1, and it's Nkuku who's coming on for Emil Forsberg. Must be injured, I'd guess, because Forsberg provided the assist to Mikuli. I can never say it right. Mukiele.
Be interesting. Well, I mean, Mainz think they know they can do it. They were good at Bayern Munich until late on. It was one of those typical games, though. I remember, Seb, of when you score 2 goals so early on against a team that's so good at home and one of the best in the world. You always have that half feeling of, will it stay like that?
It depends. I think if you get the first goal against Dortmund, you can win a match. It's not always the case, but
I guess games like this, because Sancho hasn't done much. Well, it's good that he's been kept
struggled
quiet
when being on the ball, so that's a positive. And they're playing so tight. They're not giving him that much space. He can't run in behind. He can't try and run one-on-one with the defender, because then there'll be 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're closing him down well enough so that he can't influence the game, and that's just credit to Mainz maybe. But that's where that's why I can understand he's put Brandt and Royce on, because they're players who can work in those tight spaces. But Mainz don't look like they have a lot of options when they have the ball.
No, there's not much presence.
No, you see the defender bringing it out from the back, then he's got no options. He's just carrying the ball and then commits the foul on Royce there.
Yeah, yellow card for him as well.
And it's deserved, yeah. It was clumsy and it was almost reckless.
Oh, I'd love that there was fans in there, but oh well.
Mm-hmm. So unusually in the Bundesliga at halftime, only 1 of the 5 games has had goals in them, and that's the Wolfsburg versus Leipzig game. The rest have been scoreless in the first half. Goalless.
It's funny, isn't it, though, in Germany, how there's so many half-2 kickoffs there, but in England now, with the Premier League, you rarely have a few Premier League games on at 3 o'clock, which I kind of miss, because I liked it when some of the teams are playing at the same time, so they wouldn't know until afterwards what the scoreline would be from their league table rivals.
So this was almost defined as the 4 o'clock blackout a lot of people talked about, and then that's when pay-per-view came in, etc. Now they don't have that, they still have the slots. I personally like it because I can watch every game like that.
Yeah.
Except Leeds and Brighton is now being played at the same time as West Ham and who are they playing against? West Ham and Burnley. I like the different set when it's spread out across the day.
I think it is becoming a thing now, though, isn't it? I know since
lockdown. People at home, what else is there to do?
Yeah, but I do wonder if it'll stay like that, because the Premier League, they've been doing it where there's one game after each other, kind of like the World Cup or the Euros, isn't it? Where
I think they will continue doing it.
I think they will.
It's only profitable, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think as well.
And that's what the Premier League has in mind usually.
Yes, and I think as well, even when fans came back, they still stuck to those kickoff times. Okay, I know most of the grounds can only have 2,000, but it still makes me think. I mean, let's be honest. Does the Premier League care that much about the fans in terms of what time the kickoff is? They haven't in the past, so why'd they be that fussed about?
Does it really change that much?
Nah, not really. You've always got those committed ones.
Because the latest it starts at 12:30.
Yeah.
Unless you're even from London to Newcastle, for instance, you could get up there in that time.
It is possible.
I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
So Meunier is just taking it round Berkey scares me.
I'm just scared if I saw Haaland coming at me if I had the ball. Scary face.
He's been quiet he was quiet in the first half. We're hoping for a bit more in the second.
He did score. He scored 2 last weekend, didn't he? I think, from what I can remember. I didn't watch the game.
Haaland scored 2 against Leipzig, yes.
Well, here come Mainz now, and they've kept it in play on the far side. It's 3 against 4 at the moment. They're not sure the cross is poor. Wow. Yeah, it's not great. Didn't go to anyone in the box, and it's just that way. It just annoys me watching a team waste a chance like that. It doesn't matter where they are in the table to me.
Yeah, and it's the kind of chance that Mainz probably need to get.
Exactly.
Terrible cross into the box, and he just whipped it in without looking at his teammates. He just hoped for the best. But Jude Bellingham still got to mention that he's one driving the play forward. Tackle time for Dortmund.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. That was. Not sure which Mainz player it was, but he got the deflection off the Dortmund player, and it went out for a goal kick.
Oh, so he's on a yellow. It's the one who's the yellow, which is risky. Muene, I don't know how to pronounce it. So Mainz looking a bit more comfortable defending in the beginning of the second half. But like when they're clearing it, it's a lot more well cleared, let's just say. Well, there were some bad points in the first half that gave Dortmund good chances.
They were recovering from their beers last night. They're now sober after a half-time break.
Ah, yes, of course.
They'll go on to win.
Yeah. Don't rule it out that Mainz can win, huh?
Oh, no. Whenever it gets late, whenever it starts to get late on, the scoreline's the same. I don't see why not. Takes one moment.
Yeah.
Oh, Sancho bullied out there.
I don't like the way Muene is really going in for these tackles, sticking the foot out, being on a yellow card.
Yeah. I think the last thing they want to do is go down to 10.
Yeah, that would probably kill the whole game for everyone.
Oh, the free kick comes in.
Yeah, it probably has to take off Sancho, I'd say.
It's not happening, is it?
No, it's not happening today, but who'd you put on?
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, the bench.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just put on the bench. Just put a bench on the right wing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just hope it does something. I know what you mean, though, because, like, it reminded me of Rashford the other night when he was on the wing. It just wasn't there for me. And, you know, I always, you know, players deserve, I'm not saying they deserve, sorry, not deserve, but they're going to have a match or two when they're just not there at all. It just doesn't happen for them. For me, Rashford should have gone off a lot sooner than he should have done.
Yeah, I just don't know who you bring on when looking at that bench. Who you bring on?
Yeah. I think it's hard to take him off as well.
He's the only one who offers them width.
Yeah. I think it's hard to take him off. Oh, Mainz winning the ball back there near the centre circle. Oh, and then the free ball.
And we've got a Leipzig goal. It makes it 2-2.
Oh, I think we've picked the wrong game.
Probably have, but it doesn't matter. Well, I'm watching both.
I blame you, Seb.
I'm watching Dortmund. I've got Leipzig on in the background. So, no, it's not offside. Free kick comes in from out wide. Deflection, and it's Hedera who looks like he gets the little touch in, and the goalkeeper saves it. Whose side gets the touch after the goalkeeper saved it? Terrible defending from Wolfsburg. Absolutely terrible. They just stand still, wait for the goalkeeper to parry the little ball that's just bobbling into towards goal. The goalkeeper does just about save it, and then it's Orban who gets the touch at the end.
Sancho
great way to
switch rings. Oh, that's a good. Oh no, maybe not. Oh, Marco Reus was trying to get to the end of it, but he couldn't quite get there. The captain.
Yeah, I think Sancho's finally found out he's not going to get much luck on the right, so let's go out.
No.
There are many ways that
Dortmund
could probably try taking this up. Yeah, he gets good cross that Royce nearly gets on the end of. It's dangerous. See, maybe Royce about 5 years ago gets on the end of that cross.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 32, I think.
God, how long has he been at Dortmund for?
No, he's 31. Sorry, but he's been at Dortmund since 2012.
And he's done a good service. There's no doubt about that.
He was at Mönchengladbach before.
Oh, we have a new subscriber. Thank you very much, whoever that was. It's such a shame I don't actually really know who subscribed sometimes on
You don't get the statistics.
No, it's weird. But whoever it was, if you are watching, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yes, indeed. So Mainz just swarming around the Dortmund players. And I think they're just happy to concede fouls. It slows Dortmund down.
Yeah.
But yet again, Haaland's still quiet.
Yeah, apart from when he hit the post, I can't really recall anything else from Haaland. Hey, we're got Mainz now. Well, yeah, sorry.
But he was right next to Royce, who laid it.
Oh, Mainz giving it away again so easily.
Yeah, it's a poor quality game from them.
It's just a little bit more of a level up from them, and they would be, it's just the little things that is frustrating to watch sometimes.
It does look like a side that will be relegated.
Yeah. They are rock bottom.
Yes. Well, a draw brings them above Schalke.
Which Schalke? I can't see Schalke going down. I don't know what it is. But
then you haven't seen Schalke play.
I know, but like last weekend made me think: is this the revival? I don't know, because they're doing it at the right time, if so.
Yeah, they had John Hoppe, who not John. I don't think it's John. It's Hoppe, his surname.
Oh, it's a goal! Oh, what a goal! Oh, Mainz, that was an absolute beautiful goal, and that's exactly what they needed.
That is what they needed, yeah.
Oh, pick that out.
My goodness me. He just...
Even the goalkeepers ran out. Oh, no, he hasn't.
Out of nowhere.
What a goal that is. Literally strike. I mean, they've done nothing throughout this game.
So former Werder Bremen and Leverkusen player Tunali.
Oh, what a goal!
That's a fantastic goal.
That's really out of nowhere. Switch as well.
That's really out of nowhere.
Yeah, the goalkeeper had his hands to it, but he couldn't keep it out.
So yeah, we say again, it's Dortmund who can't keep a clean sheet. Are we questioning Berkey here? I know us two are fans of one Swiss goalkeeper called Sommer, and this one called Berkey. Do we have to question him being beaten on his near post?
It should. You do want. It's such a good goal, though, isn't it? It's
you want to just admire it.
Yeah, I can understand why people would look at it and think, no, that's not. It should be stopped, but. Sometimes you've got to admire a good goal, and it is out of nowhere. It's something out of nothing, and I think it's a good goal. But fair dues to Mainz. They're doing it again. They're away from home, and they're surprising a few people. But can they hold on to it?
That's the question now, isn't it? Mainz away from home. Will they beaten this season?
I actually don't know. I'll have to check. We've got to update our scoreboard at the moment. I haven't done it yet. I think it's this one. No, it's that one. There we go. And there you have it. As it says, it's not official until our background says so. It is 1-0 to Mainz. Of course, in this VAR day and age.
Dortmund's backline are looking shaky on the ball. And it looks like they're preparing in Cuckoo's. Maybe say it like Lukaku's. I'd say Mukoko. Come on.
Yeah.
16-year-old who wasn't 16 at the beginning of the season. They signed him up in the squad, in the 25-man squad, I think it is, in Bundesliga. And he wasn't old enough to play until November, the end of November. So that's the faith they had in this.
Did he score on his debut?
No, he didn't score on his debut. It took him a few matches to score. He scored his first goal and his only goal against Union Berlin, but they lost that game. And he hasn't played since being injured. So And if Bellingham comes off, which I find intriguing.
Which I think has been their best player. Well, first off, at least.
Yeah, I'd argue he's been one of their better players. I wonder what he's trying to do with that, because I thought they might drop to a back three and put Chan in there. But apparently not, because the only midfielder is Bellingham at that point. I don't know.
1-0. I wonder if there's any Mainz fans who are happy while watching this stream. Let us know your thoughts. Bayern Munich will be happy. No doubt about that.
Well, Bayern Munich will be happy with Leipzig draw. They'll be happy with the Dortmund defeat. Leverkusen lost yesterday. Bayern are the winners before having even played this weekend.
We can hear your WhatsApp notifications.
Yeah, just to warn you.
I'll have to check my settings. Hang on. I don't know. Yeah, let's have a look. Notifications. Aha! Sounds off. Desktop alerts off.
Aren't you a tech genius?
Actually, is it just desktop alerts on it? No. Let's stick to that. Yeah, right. That should be fine now. Thank you, Seb. Was that you heard it, or was it the stream?
I don't know at this point. I could hear it. I don't think Meunier's getting much luck either. The only chance he's really managed to provide, he was offside when he provided it.
It was a great goal, though.
It was a great goal, yeah.
I apologise if I was too loud in your ears there, Seb.
No worries. No worries. Then there's Akanji who's in defence, and I'm not fully convinced by even to this day. Swiss defender.
Yeah.
He's 25 now, so he should be showing.
Too old.
Not too old, no, but he's just. I don't know.
Well, they've just had a cross there, Dortmund, and nothing they can do from it. Straight to the hands of Zenta, the Mainz goalkeeper. Looks like they might make a change. You know it's cold when all the substitutes have got towels and blankets over their laps.
Yeah, exactly.
The one ground I would not like to be when it's cold is Stoke City. My God, that's a cold place.
Well, you've never been to windy Germany, have
you? No, well, I mean, no, I haven't.
You have actually been to windy Germany. But
was it windy?
Oh, I remember being outside Mönchengladbach and it was cold.
Yeah.
The wind was fierce.
I think, yeah, actually, no, I remember the Friday night at Schalke, and I think when we left the ground, it was cold.
Northern European without any forest land to cut the wind, it's cold in that industrious part of Germany. Yeah. It looks like Dortmund are becoming a bit reluctant now going forward.
I think you're right. They've got a free kick here. Mainz. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. That's gone out for a goal kick. Oh, and he knows he's running back into his position. He knows that he just looks to the sky and goes, "Oh, why?"
So it was Orts Tunali who provoked that free kick as well. He's causing trouble on that right-hand side for Mainz.
So great. You can see what he's... I mean, I don't know if he meant to have a bounce before the goal, but it can always trick a goalkeeper.
Of course, yeah.
I'll never forget that Muller header in the 2012 Champions League final. He headed it down and then it bounced into the roof of the net.
So Hack hits the bar with his header, and hitting the bar is obviously not a life hack.
Substitution. Quazin's coming off for Onezero, I think that is. I might have pronounced that wrong, but
Onezero, I guess, yeah.
Onezero, something like that.
Zero. We don't know the pronunciation, but we'll try.
Google Translate normally helps with that. Looking at the stats hasn't really changed that much since the first half. It's still.
This underlies the Lucien Favre problems.
Yes.
There's no progress here. This is the same. This is the same. A similar style. This is the same kind of silly defeat that they have under Lucien Favre.
Well, the one thing we know for sure is that Bozo 095 will be disappointed with his scoreline prediction because
I hope he didn't
got that wrong.
On that.
Didn't you lose an £8,000 bet?
No. You phrased that incorrectly. I needed.
Yeah, Seb's rich. He's lost a lot of money in gambling.
No, not at all. I like to bet every now and then, but I had Man United was supposed to win 2-0, and Martial was supposed to score. So that, and there were a few bookings that I got right in the match. So that accumulated up to. One of them was Luke Shaw. So when it went to VAR, very happy that he got booked. And he just needed to get that goal near the end to make it 2-0 and to score. But he didn't.
He didn't. Oh, he should have scored though. It felt like, because I worried that if we did draw because of his mistake at the end, or not mistake, miss. Yeah, thank God we won always. I think there would have been a bit of a blame towards Martial at the end of that game.
Obviously.
It's funny, isn't it, when if you get the result, you forget the little things like that. But if you remember it all the time, then you know that something needs to be sorted. Oh, Dortmund! Oh, nice little passing going on in the box. Oh, no one in the box for them at the end. They'll try again. Sancho's staying on the left wing, isn't he?
I think he's staying on the left wing. I want to say that Bellingham is missing. There's no drive from midfield now. Chan staying deep, and
I do question him going off. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they could have taken Sancho off and just gone completely central, taken all wide players off and just drive down the middle, because out wide they're getting no look. Mainz are staying tight.
Mainz are frustrating them as well. Well, Marco Reus looks very angry.
He looks tired. And I actually thought at the beginning of the match, Marco Reus, surprisingly, in recent times, is starting to look like he's regaining a physical burst in his game. He started to look tired before last season, just physically. Now, it's maybe his technique that's getting a bit rusty.
Yeah.
Because he's tracking back, getting tackles in. He's doing it all today, but his technique isn't great today.
Oh, Emre Can, you can hear him even from the speakers, from the mics in the ground, saying he had the ball. He's screaming at the ref. But he goes in for it. He did get the ball.
He did get the ball, yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't know how that's a foul.
I don't get that, how that's a...
No, it's too soft from the ref.
And he gets a card as well for it.
I think the ref has looked at him for Emre Can cut in or something, but nah, it's not a yellow card. Come on.
I wouldn't think it's a yellow card either.
No. That's my problem with football sometimes. Some of the referees, I know mistakes are made, but...
That's a silly one. I don't get that. Leipzig are pushing for a goal. And,
still 2-all?
Just about getting in the way of shots. As soon as they get into Dortmund's half, Dortmund don't know how to deal with it. That means defending position-wise, they just haven't got a clue what to do with Mainz.
Well, at the moment, I'm looking at the other scores. It's all goalless apart from our game and the Wolfsburg game. And Hoffenheim goalless with Armenia. FC Cologne against Hertha Berlin's 0-0, and so is Werder Bremen and Augsburg.
Yeah, all 0-0, which is surprising.
Low-scoring afternoon. I'd imagine the German match of the day will focus on Wolfsburg at this moment. If they have one.
It is the thrilling game, let's just say.
The Stuttgart Mönchengladbach this evening, Seb.
Yes, and that should be a good one to watch as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, I must admit.
Yeah, as well. I have a feeling that Mönchengladbach will win, but Stuttgart will almost be a big surprise, a shock. They'll know how Stuttgart are going to play, but I think they're going to go all out in the first 20 minutes, and maybe Mönchengladbach might find it difficult to deal with.
Are they still... nearly went. The cross was dangerous there.
Are they still what?
Are they still... have they still not got a win at home this season, Stuttgart?
So, no. Do you mean this year?
Sorry, this season. Yeah, this season.
This season? No, I don't think they do. No.
Which is
shocking. They've got a win at home in the cup, but not in...
Was that the DFB?
Okay, so yes, they've played against Leverkusen at home. They've played against Leipzig, they played against Bayern Munich, they played against Frankfurt. Frankfurt as well have lost very few this season as well. They've had tough fixtures at home, so there's an understanding there.
Well, he's on his own there, the Dortmund manager, standing in the cold.
Yeah, I think Marco Reus is pushing it as well. He's putting in his foot a bit too often now.
Oh, what's he doing? Is he going to go forward with a throw? Oh, just take your throw. There you go. Go on. That's it. Nope. Nope, it's gone out. Throwing for Dortmund. Yeah, Dortmund will be so disappointed if they lose this game. In terms of the way Mainz have been, the chances have been there. But in the last few minutes, as you said, Seb, they've been reluctant. They've not shown much threat. Not direct, anyway. Oh, they've gone. I think Seb's disappeared. No, he hasn't.
I had a power out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Oh, the power's still out.
Oh. How come your computer's working? Oh, it's happened again, I think. I think I'm on my own here, folks.
No, I'm here.
No, Seb's here again. I think he's playing with me.
Yeah.
Hey, Haaland. Oh, no, nothing there. Oh, I've just had my bet 365, checking if I want to stay logged in. I've gone up past my hour of betting. I've still got my £8.92 deposit in, so I'm alright. It's been a while since I've been betting.
Well, I need a Dortmund win to keep faith in my bet today. I have Leipzig down as drawing and Dortmund winning, so I don't even know why I put a Dortmund win. The odds were low. It didn't really earn me that much if they did win. Didn't change a lot, let's just say.
Well, they've got 18 minutes, Dortmund, to find this equaliser.
It's just frustrating.
I think it's going to take
doesn't hit anyone. Doesn't get anyone.
They just can't do it, can they? Oh, Mainz have kept it in. Oh, it's all over, surely. Yeah, 1-1.
Ah, there we go.
That's a shame for Mainz because they could have just cleared it.
I didn't think that was coming, honestly.
No. It took a mistake, didn't it, in the Mainz defence?
I mean, it's a terrible mistake to make.
Yeah, it could have been avoided
as well. To keep the ball in, and then it's Meunier. So I mentioned that he's not getting much look today, but there it is.
Right, you can hear the Dortmund goal celebration music. And they'll definitely be driven now to take the winner because they've got about 17 minutes to do it. And that means we have to change our scoreboard.
Exactly.
Damn you, Dortmund. I've done it quicker this time. I should have done one in advance because I should have expected this.
In all fairness, Jamie, there are only 2 that you can do in advance, so it's things that can be foreseen.
So 1-1, everything to play for in the last quarter of an hour or so for Dortmund and Mainz.
Yeah,
Again, Mainz though.
You feel like it's just going to come now, isn't it?
Yeah, it just feels like that. And that Mainz goal was out of nowhere. It was never really expected.
No, but I thought the Dortmund goal was kind of out of nowhere as well. Didn't expect that one, I have to admit.
Mainz will be really good about that because it really could have been avoided. It was about to go out, and then some kick out. It was just it should have just gone out. I would have let it go out for a corner.
Exactly, but this goes back to what happened in the first half. The errors that they were making in the first half, Mainz, they're now starting to make in the second half again. They've been resolute till from the 45th to the 75th minute, and then a silly mistake, and that should have probably been a penalty on Meunier.
And it is a penalty.
Hack looks like he misses the ball.
I've just completely missed that.
Or does he touch it? I'm struggling to see if he gets it. So they're capitulating, Mainz. They're absolutely capitulating at this point.
Yeah, well, Marco Reus, the captain, he's got 7 penalties scored, and he's missed 3.
Yep.
From what the stats just came up on the screen. Can he do it? He should. Can he lead his team to a winner? He takes it.
74.
Oh, and he's missed! Oh dear, oh dear. Emery Chan goes straight to him and just says not to worry, we've got time, but oh dear. Well, that stat was there for a reason, I guess, Seb. He can miss.
It's just, you got to get it on target, haven't you?
And he got the goalkeeper the wrong way as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He was looking for the bottom left corner, but it was wide.
That's disappointing, and it's probably not what he needed at the moment.
What an interesting game this is. In the last few minutes we've got coming
up.
It's
not that far wide.
No.
Painful. It's painful just seeing it.
Well, they've got plenty of time. And he's got COVID. I will stay 2 metre distance from him.
I was crawling about trying to find where I could cut my audio off before it happened. I just couldn't find it.
It's so true, isn't it? It's like if you yawn or sneeze or cough, you're about to do it, and then it just happens the moment you were about to click the mute button.
Oh, no, I was looking for it on my cable.
Mistakes were made, just like the Mainz defence and Marco Reus's penalty. Well, Haaland, the camera's on him.
Around. He's,
well, he's
peeling off the defenders and getting in between that midfield line and that defensive line, and that's creating chances.
I mean, great cross by Sancho
and
there.
You
but
can see that Haaland's annoyed with himself.
Yeah. I think that's what I like about Haaland, because despite how young he is, he's so vocal, isn't he? And he's when his teammate makes a mistake, he will tell them. And that's what's good to see.
Or even dare say arrogant young man. And it's nice. For a guy who wants to be one of the world's best players, you need
absolutely.
That.
And I think
he's got the mentality to do that.
Yeah, and you need that very young as well if you can find it. Hang on, here comes Mainz, and they can go for it. If he goes for goal, he's going to shoot. Oh, it's blocked by the first man. Oh, they've still got a chance. Oh, he's at the post. Oh, Mainz. How have they kept that in the box? Oh, what a chance that was. They've all got their hands to their heads. They know they could have gotten another goal there.
That was terrible defending from Dortmund.
It was. It should have been gone.
Okay, so Hummels gets out-muscled, and then I have no idea what Akanji is trying to do there. If you're trying to cover for the other defender, at least go a bit deeper. Don't open the space for the Mainz player. Then you're just all over the place, Dortmund. All over the place.
That is bad. Wow. They've got a free kick here, Dortmund, and they know that they were moments away from having to be a goal behind again.
Yeah, and you almost think that if they had to come back to 2-2, then to 3-2, it wasn't going to happen. They're not getting 3 goals today. They might get the second, but I doubt they get a third.
Well, they're going to be a substitution for Mainz, and it's going to be a double substitution. Which, I'm not sure which kind of players these are. Are they defenders? I'm not sure, but... I mean, look, Mainz will take a draw, won't they? Before this game, they would have taken a draw. 1 point is very valuable at the bottom of the table.
Well, very valuable, but they're on 7 points if they draw, and 14 points is outside the relegation zone. They've got a long way to go. But you do what you can, yeah.
And Sazli comes on for Bergedorf. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. I do love the Mainz shirt. It's a lovely shirt.
Yeah. So I'm still surprised that he's not taking Mwene off. So Sancho's playing on the left more now. Or I don't know if he's playing on left or right. I haven't seen too much, but with the left back and the centre left back in that 5, or both being on yellow cards, he's got to try and provoke the red there.
Oh, good goal kick. Couldn't keep it in control there, the Mainz midfielder.
But let's be honest about this. Mainz aren't even in this match, even if we say they're defending resolutely, they're not doing it exactly well.
No.
This is no masterclass defensively. This is.
It's just, it was so avoidable, wasn't it? It was
It's
such
an ineffective Dortmund team at the moment. It looks very dysfunctional.
Seb, you're covering the scoreboard that I made for you.
Ah. Can't sit comfortably in my own home. I keep turning my head to the Wolfsburg-Leipzig game, and it seems like every time I turn my head, there's a near offside. No, not a
really?
goal, a near offside.
I was going to say, it'd be a big result for Wolfsburg, really, against Leipzig.
I guess, yeah. Considering that they haven't won in the last two. They were initially trying to push for the top 4 positions. They still can. If they win, they'll be in the top 5.
Hummels is frustrated with either him. Looks like he's frustrated with himself, but he's talking to his teammate as well.
Yeah, Hummels, he's looking like a very inexperienced player today, isn't he?
Yeah. How old is he now? 32?
Oh, good question.
I'm not sure.
So Hummels is 32, yeah. He's not long turned 32.
See, I was going to say he's been around for a bit. I'll never forget that free header he missed against South Korea at the World Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always think of Hummels when I see that.
I still think he was fantastic in Euro 2016, and that's when I started thinking he's one of the best in the world.
That Germany France game was good to watch. I remember in the semis. Anyway, the corner comes in. Ooh, it's gone. Header comes across, but
I didn't watch that stage of the Euros because I remember being on holiday in Indonesia, so I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, okay, who won? Portugal?
Really? Oh, the final, or
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a big
just that tournament, that section of the tournament. You know, the later stages, the last stages.
I don't think we missed much of that tournament, though.
Wasn't the greatest.
No, it was pretty poor. I wasn't a big fan. It was one of those tournaments where it got so late on, I was still wondering, has there been a good game yet? And yeah, apart from like England Wales was a good game, but it wasn't it wasn't amazing. Remember to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more of our live watch-alongs in the future. And we've got one tomorrow, which is Liverpool versus Manchester United. Our stream will begin at about 4:15 UK time.
I'm trying to figure out what Dortmund intend doing with Haaland and Moukoko up front as a 2. It seems like there's no real plan, and with 2 youngsters that I suppose young players, you probably have to give them a structured plan of how to play, otherwise they're not going to be effective in the game, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like Brandt has dropped down to play some sort of centre midfield role, but more offensive. Sancho's just roaming about in between that defence and midfield, and not really sure on the right or the left. They need to structure their game a bit more to try and break down Mainz. Oh, well, Angelino's just shot it right across goal in Wolfsburg-Leipzig match.
I do like Angelino.
It looks like it was harder to miss the goal than get it on target.
Well, Werder Bremen are 1-0 up against Augsburg with 6 minutes to go. FC Cologne are still goalless with Hertha Berlin, and so are Hoffenheim with Armenia. And then, of course, later tonight we have Stuttgart versus Mönchengladbach.
So Hoffenheim, who I wouldn't say they're usually a top team, but the team that Nagelsmann managed before going to Leipzig, and they weren't a top 4 contender, but they were definitely a team trying to contend for the Europa League. Now they're fighting against relegation, and they gave Schalke their first win 2 weeks ago. Absolutely awful at the moment. They really need a win against the promoted side, Arminia Bielefeld, who are also one of their contenders for relegation.
Oh, did Mainz get a free kick, or has the referee said it? No, I think it is a free kick.
Tower did well there, didn't he?
He did, well. Yes. Wow, is he
Nice
gonna
little, flick around? Not flick, how do you call it? Roulette.
now? Would you have a shot from here?
No.
No. He's gonna go for it
Actually,
anyway. Oh, he went for the top corner nearly, but
Holmes actually got
straight
the
to the
ball on
hands of the
that foul.
good little threat.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go, 1-1. Oh, he couldn't keep it in his feet on the midfield. Looking at the live table, if Leipzig do get a draw, they are a point behind Bayern Munich, with Bayern Munich still to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dortmund, with their draw, they would be on 29 points. That means they'll be 4 behind Bayern Munich and 3 behind Leipzig. And if we do look at the bottom, Mainz will go 17th.
Yeah, on the same amount of points as Schalke, but they've conceded less, they've scored more, so there's some logic behind that.
And our
Obviously,
team,
Schalke losing 8-0 to Bayern Munich didn't help their goal difference.
no, it did not.
So they're playing really high up now, Dortmund. So if Mainz can get the ball, they could probably break away
Yeah.
and look to get a goal.
And they've had a few moments, haven't they, in the last few minutes? You know, they've
They've
presented
looked more
themselves.
dangerous on the counter-attack. and
Yeah, which I'm
it's-
surprised.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think they could have played it any other way. They're not a good enough side to try and keep possession.
No, we've certainly seen that in this game. Oh, is that Sancho? He's found. Oh, come. Haaland's just been nowhere to be seen, has he? He's had a
No,
poor
it's
game.
disappointing, isn't it? You want him to be there when Dortmund need him. It's hard to find the striker when Mainz are playing so deep.
Oh, hang on, this is a good run from the Mainz player. He's on his own, and he could he? Oh, it's a shame. Crossed the goal, but past the post. You know, in all fairness to him, it was always going to be difficult, but that was a good effort.
It was poor from Guerrero to give it away like that.
Yeah.
And he's been culpable for a lot of errors. But yeah,
Look at
great
the pace.
run. Yeah, he gets past so well. It's
Just that
the finish goes
at
wide.
the end. Because if he had found the inside post with that, no chance the keeper. I don't think he's going to save it.
And Werder Bremen go 2-0 up.
So that's a win for them. So that will mean they will go, I think they stay 12th,
Yeah,
18 points.
Yeah, they stay 12th. On 18 points. Oh, no, they don't stay 12th. They go above Hertha Berlin, who are currently drawing.
Really are giving it a good go. Mainz have got 2.5 minutes. Isn't it nice that we've had a dream around the same time?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and Sancho loses it cheaply again. Oh, he's been better in the second half, but he's not been there enough. This is when you see that they're a young team that if one of them is having a bad game, it looks like all of them could have a bad game.
All of them, yeah. I still don't understand the Bellingham going off. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm curious as well because I mentioned this before. They had drive in midfield at that point. It seems like they're not threatening from the centre. So
yeah,
Mainz are comfortable letting Dortmund take it out wide and put in hopeful crosses.
Dortmund have a free kick on the left wing. So could this be the moment?
So that's where Mukoko, I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right at all. Mukoko can be a threat. You give him some sort of direction. Tell him to peel off the centre-backs and let Haaland take care of him.
Yeah.
So he goes out wide and gets a free kick in a very dangerous position for Dortmund.
Oh, we've got a few more comments. Fire Phoenix 58 has said Dortmund got the penalty wrong. Yeah, they certainly did. If they had got that, they would have been 2-1 up, and then.
Or does he mean that it wasn't a penalty?
I'd imagine if the words Dortmund got the penalty wrong, maybe, but I'd have thought it also means that Dortmund, in their hands, could have won the game with the penalty, maybe. Well, anyway, here's Dortmund now. Oh, takes a strike, takes a deflection, goalkeeper off the line, and I think it's gone for a goal kick at the end of all that. But look, and there's another comment from Pyro Bomb, and he says,
Who wanted Dortmund?
2-1 to Dortmund.
It's easy to intervene when you come around at the end, eh? Makoko there, his header. It's unfortunate.
Thank you very much for getting involved in the chat.
Always appreciate it.
Always appreciate it.
The goalkeeper just comes out erratically there.
Yeah.
It's thankful that the shot goes wide, the headed effort.
Did I just read that? 9 minutes? I don't know. How much added time's that? The graphic hasn't come up. I'm sure it said 9 minutes. No, 3 minutes. Where did I read that? I looked at the digital board and somehow I thought it was 9 minutes. I'm glad I wasn't doing the reporting at the game, otherwise I'd be in trouble.
Oh god, that pass from Meunier. Oh. Just to no one, nowhere. It's hard to tell what he was trying to do.
3 minutes of added time. Can Dortmund find a winner? It's not looking likely. Emre Can has been the fastest player, if that means anything to us right now. Probably not.
Yes and no.
Yes and no, I guess.
I don't never know what to do with that sort of statistic.
No. It's whether or not you actually do anything with it, I guess.
Of course.
If you're Daniel James, maybe.
Bit of a
fast little boy.
A harsh comment there, because
I think the one thing I've learned from this stream, Seb, is that we need green screens.
Oh, aye.
I think I need to buy one. Oh, hang on, Mainz have won it here on the halfway line. And there's, oh, here we go, then it's on the right wing. Ball comes across. Oh, that was a big moment. That was a big tackle.
Sancho lost the ball again.
He has, I think. Minute and a half gone, so we're at the halfway point of stoppage time. Dortmund have the possession in their own half.
There's a good chance for Mainz, but poor execution again.
Yeah. And it's a good cross, though.
Well, but the cross is to no one.
It had to be dealt with, though, I thought.
Yeah.
Again, I've said it before, Mainz will take a draw.
Or if you're a Mainz player, one of the two strikers, one of you has to try and be clever enough. One goes towards the goal, one peels off.
Yeah.
Both just try and go the same direction, so you're limiting your options.
Way up, there's a long ball in. Oh, is this it? Oh no, it's gone behind for a goal kick. That might be Dortmund's last chance.
It seems like it might have been their last chance, yes.
Oh, we've had someone, Rai Henry, asking us, are you going to do a watch-along of the Chelsea game versus Fulham? Probably not, but our next watch-along, Henry, will be Liverpool versus Manchester United, which is on from 4:30 tomorrow. So do join us for that.
We will get Chelsea in there, don't worry about that. Sometime.
We will.
We will do a Chelsea one day.
I think next week it might be Morecambe Man City and I'll watch along. Next Saturday, we'll see. Chelsea, who have they got in the Cup? I can't remember.
In the Cup, they've got Luton.
Luton, that'll be a good game, I think.
But there's also a big game midweek with Leicester-Chelsea.
It is, yeah, that'll be a very good game, and it's full time.
It is full
1-1,
and that's disappointing.
That is really, Haaland's gone straight to the dugout and straight down the tunnel, and he will be disappointed.
Yeah. Especially the fact that he got a goal.
Yeah. Well, at Mainz, what a draw that is for them. I mean,
I think he could at least say well played to the opponent.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, when sometimes... Oh, we've got a new subscriber. We've got 288 now, so thank you to that new subscriber. Much appreciated. But Seb, I mean, what a game. I mean, it was not the most beautiful of football, but we had big moments. You know, Mainz hit the post at the end. So Dortmund missed a penalty.
The Dortmund we saw in the first half against Leipzig, which was a bit, let's just say the possession was sterile. It was not used that well. This is the same Dortmund we saw in the first half of this game, and then in the second half as well. But
yeah,
losing cheap chances, you can't go far in competitions if you give away cheap chances. And I've got a feeling that we keep saying this about Bundesliga teams. So
yeah,
one of them's got to win. And if you look at defensively, the way that you'd have to put Leipzig ahead of all the other teams in the Bundesliga at the moment, despite them just drawing 2-2 with Wolfsburg. disappointing from Dortmund. Yeah, they should be a bit unhappy with that. You got to beat Mainz, who are bottom of the table, or who were before today's game day.
Yeah.
So the big winners today, without having played, is Bayern Munich.
But pretty much. No, you're right though, because Leipzig and Dortmund.
The top four, Leipzig dropped 2 points, Dortmund dropped 2 points, Leverkusen dropped 3 points. So Bayern are the winners before having played their game. They're still top with the game in hand.
We mentioned how
Bayern Munich are weak defensively, but they're still the front runners.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, let's quickly look at the other results. So Werder Bremen got that win over Augsburg, 2-0, with FC Cologne and Hertha Berlin. That ended goalless, and it was the same result at Hoffenheim as they played against Arminia. And of course, the other game that Seb kept an eye on was Wolfsburg 2, RB Leipzig 2, which, when you look at the table, the table's just been published since the games are finished. Leipzig a point behind Bayern Munich with a game in hand. Leverkusen are third after they lost to Union Berlin last night, 1-0 that was in their Friday night game.
Onion, like a union. Union.
The thing is, though, some people say onion, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
why?
With a German accent, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd say union, but maybe I was being a bit too depth there.
It sounds like you're saying onion. Just onion, like.
Oh, they stink.
Onions have layers.
No, that reminds me of Shrek.
That's why I said it.
Ogres have layers, like onions.
Let's just say that Werder Bremen, that's their second home win of the season. They've struggled as well, and against Augsburg, who are okay this season, not great, not bad.
Mid-table, aren't they?
Then a Hoffenheim Arminia Bielefeld relegation 6-pointer at this stage of the season. Hoffenheim should be doing better. Arminia are just above the relegation zone. Okay, you could say decent season at the moment. And then when you got Cologne and Berlin, it's hard to say if it was a good result. I think a draw both of them will take. Cologne still in the relegation zone, the playoff position, and Berlin just quietly roam above the relegation zone as well. That also could have been classed as a relegation 6-pointer. So the relegation 6-pointers in Germany, both of them finished goalless.
So it's a very, very interesting table at the moment. So
this Mainz game, they got a point against away at Dortmund, which should be good. But every single one of their relegation rivals has got a point today as well. So it's redundant. It's useless point if you so may.
Well, I think we're going to end it there. So thank you very much to everyone that watched it. Of course, later on today in the Bundesliga was Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Stuttgart. Actually, no, sorry, it's at Stuttgart, so it's Mönchengladbach, the away team. Not that I'm a fan of Mönchengladbach or anything, I'd say them first, but thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
And of course, we've just had Luke Tanner, one of our members, say, "Afternoon, lads. You're a bit late to the party, Luke. You've missed an interesting game in the Bundesliga, but I will see you tomorrow, because tomorrow at 4:30 we will have the live watch along of probably the biggest game in the Premier League so far this season, of Liverpool versus Manchester United, and we'll be looking forward to that one.
Let's also just say that last time United beat Liverpool, I think was exactly tomorrow's date, which is the 17th of January.
What, in was it 20
or the
2016, was it?
I can't remember.
When you say last win, do you mean last win at Anfield?
Yeah, it must be the last win at Anfield in 2016. Yeah, that must be at 1-0, and I think it was 17th of January 2016. Last time Manchester United won at Anfield was tomorrow's date.
Got it. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. I'll remember that for tomorrow's watch along.
And it was Wayne Rooney who got the goal.
And it was an ugly game of football, I remember. It wasn't a great game to watch.
I'm just hoping for some of the same Liverpool players to be out on the pitch, like Henderson, Milner, Firmino, who were playing that day. And maybe Manchester United might have some players from that they had that day as well, like Martial, De Gea, Lingard.
Mata, you're forgetting Mata.
He did play, yes, he did play, of course.
But he rarely makes the starting lineup. But of course, lads.
Jackson also played that day. Wow.
Who, sorry?
Borthwick Jackson.
I forgot about him. completely forgot about him.
Oldham.
Oh wow, that's interesting. But
we'll be there for that one.
We'll talk more about that tomorrow in our watch along, I'm sure. But of course, if you want to check out our match preview, we've got that up as well. You can see our predictions in the video. So do check out our channel. Remember to subscribe, and of course, keep an eye out for our watch along tomorrow. My thanks to Seb. Hope you enjoyed it. And thank you. I'll send you a gift. You don't want to know.
You say gift, and it'll just end up being a GIF.
yeah. Sorry, it was meant to be a silent T. But anyway, thanks to everyone who watched, and we'll see you very soon.